What's going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some Idle Heroes. I want to thank you guys so much for coming hang out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button and show your support. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, we're here today on the seasonal server. It's brand new today. This will probably get uploaded like an hour before daily reset tomorrow, so I'm not going to be level 60 by the time you see this. Anyways, season's been going on for about 4-ish hours, 11:33 p.m. It starts at 7 for me, so at 4.5 hours. So, you know, we're starting out, but I wanted to do a little bit of a seasonal guide. It's not going to be like the whole season for you, but we can go through a lot of it. So the first thing you want to do when you go into a season, just jumping right into it, is you want to have a plan. Have a basic plan for what you want to do. Generally for me, when I go to make a seasonal account, I usually build my entire season around my Aspen Dungeon hero. And that's very important. And that's important for every server, official, private, and seasonal. Your Aspen Dungeon hero is your most important hero in the game. Anybody that tells you otherwise doesn't really know how to play the game. Aspen Dungeons, where 99% of your loot for resources like your heroic scrolls, your profit orbs, your casino chips, your arena tickets, that's where you're going to get those from. So if you can't go very far in the Aspen Dungeon, you're going to suck. You're going to suck hard that season. So in my opinion, always build your seasonal team around an Aspen Dungeon hero. If you don't know what Aspen Dungeon heroes are, generally speaking, they're heroes that can heal themselves and can stay alive. Vesa, Karim, things like that. I do have a video on Aspen Dungeon Heroes. You can check that out. Gives you a little bit of a basic foundational understanding of what you're looking for. But that's what you want to do. Build your season around an Aspen hero, and that's kind of where you're going to build your team from. So this season for me, I'm going to use Vesa as my Aspen hero. That's the game plan. So I know Forest is going to be in my aura. I want to use Valentino because he's new, so I'm going to use Fortress as well. So I've kind of already got the gist of my team, Fortress, Forest, already down. So that's kind of the first step. Plan your team out a little bit, but don't go into super specifics. The reason is, you never know how RNG is going to treat you, and it can screw you over hard, alright? So don't get too dead set on something, be a little bit flexible, alright? So once you've planned out, when you join Seasonal, the first thing you want to do is check out the event timer, okay? I didn't do that this season because I'm a jackwagon, and it kind of messed me up a little bit. I can probably recover from it, but it wasn't, you know, it's not like going to end my season or nothing. But make sure you know how many hours are left in the events. A lot of times you'll join a season, there's either a day or only 2 days until events reset, which means you need to get in fast and get whatever events you can complete done as fast as possible, because they're going to reset, you know, the next day. In this case, we still got like 5 days left in the events, so I rushed a little bit when I shouldn't have. But just for the sake of it, we'll say it's going to end in like a day or 2 days. There's mainly one event you want to target hardcore, and that's militants. And that's what I did, and as you can see, I wasn't paying attention. But you want to get your 90 Crystal Crown wins in as fast as possible. That's going to give you a lot of gems, and it's also going to give you a lot of spirit, which is the most important. Because it's going to allow you to level up your heroes as soon as you get them, you know, ranked up with the purple stuff. You can max them out. Very important. So if you're on a time crunch, if the missions are ending soon, make sure you finish Militant's event. That is the #1 priority for you. Do that. Alright, I already did it, but now I'm kind of screwed for Trial of Champion because I don't have any arena tickets left. We'll work it out, it'll happen. Other than that, there's not a whole lot you want to do if there's not much time left. One thing you definitely want to do if the events refresh quick is do your best to get 10 summons, because 10 heroic summons is going to give you a 5-star hero, which is great. Even if your 10 summons don't give you a 5-star hero, you're guaranteed to get one from getting 10 heroic summon points. Alright, we'll talk a little bit about how to get those and stuff in a second. And one other thing you want to do if the season's ending, or the events are resetting really quick when the season starts, is get at least 1 hit into broken spaces, because that's going to allow you to get ranked, and you'll get rewards when those events end. Alright, just a heads up. Alright, so with that out of the way, we're going to start at the left of the screen and work to the right. Just because it's kind of an order, I guess, we'll say. So anyways, once you've got all that stuff done, we start here at the Tavern. What should you do in the Tavern for Seasonal? As you can see, I've only got 1 mission left. I've already done all mine. I did re-roll all of my missions to 4 and 5 star on day 1. You don't have to, Sometimes you can't. Okay, that's a thing. Sometimes you can't actually do it, but this is one of those areas that you can pull heroic scrolls. Okay, every 4-star mission has 2 heroic scrolls that you can get on it, and 5-star missions can give up to 4 heroic scrolls. What that means is like I said before, if you're trying to get those 10 heroic summons, get that 5-star hero, re-rolling Tavern missions can be very, very beneficial day 1 to get that 10 summons done. All right, that's one of the points. That's what I was doing with mine. I just got really unlucky and had to roll literally all my quests, and that's what we ended up with. But it's not a bad deal. 4 and 5-star missions, once you can afford it, like you might not be able to do it day 1, or if you have a really heavy aspen run, like that happens, sometimes you'll blow all your gems in the aspen dungeon, be completely broke when you come out of it. That's kind of where maybe take a day off of re-rolling Tavern missions, get your gems back up a little bit, and then jump back into it. But I would say always re-roll the 4 and 5-star missions when you have the gems available. It's very, very important. It's going to give you a lot more gems than you spend to re-roll them, plus it's going to give you access to heroic scrolls. The order of operations, I would say personally, heroic scrolls are the most important, so if you get those, lock them for sure. Second most important would be gems, so 4-star gems, 5-star gems, take them. Third would be 4-star hero shards, because those are actually pretty useful. You're going to need a lot of 4 stars to evolve 5 stars. They're definitely important to have. And then arena tickets, casino chips, stuff like that, I wouldn't keep them because they're not worth what the gems would be worth. Like when you get 2 casino chips from a 4-star mission, that's only 30 gems. If you get gems on a 4-star mission, you're pulling from like, 80 to 120 gems. So obviously, pulling the casino chips is not good. Same with the arena tickets. They're worth less gems than just re-rolling it till you get a gem mission. All right, so that's kind of the idea. Heroic scrolls, gems, and 4-star hero shards. Anything other than that, generally don't keep. All right, that's the idea. So there's Taverns out of the way. Like I said, every day, refresh it, re-roll it till you get 4 and 5s. That's step 1. All right, Profit Tree. This is kind of a no-brainer. You summon here. My advice to you is if you're going in a faction, or like a faction aura, you already know, like Forest, Fortress, whatever it is, whatever faction your Aspen hero is in, like for me, it's Vesa, roll all of your Profit Orbs into Forest. That's going to give you the Vesa. That's going to give you potential to build your Aspen hero faster. If you're running Karim, you're going to want to gamble in the Abyss faction until you get Karim high. That's the idea. Whatever your Aspen Heroes faction is, that's where you need to gamble your orbs to start with. Now, near the end of the season, once you've already gotten your 10 stars in Forest, and maybe you've even finished your other half of your team, like in my case, Fortress, if I've got all 6 10-star heroes and I still have Profit Orbs, that's when you start gambling either in Light and Dark or off factions to get food. That's pretty much what you'll do. So mainly speaking, whatever your aura is going to be, that's where you gamble your orbs. Whatever your Aspen hero is, that's where you gamble your orbs first. Once your Aspen hero is 10-starred, you can kind of move on. Same thing with branches. Whatever faction your hero is for the Aspen, that's where you want to use branches, because it's going to give you more chances to get that Aspen hero and rank it up. That's the idea. All right? Marketplace. This is where a lot of people make mistakes. I did my first season. Especially on the early couple of days where everybody's like in a rush. They feel like, oh man, I gotta get stuff fast. I gotta get stuff fast. You don't, all right? It's a 28-day event. You've got a month. Take your time. Take your time, peeps. But they want to refresh their market a ton of times to try to get all the basic scrolls, everything they can get. Don't do that. Do not do that. It's a huge waste of gems. After a certain amount of refreshes, I think it's 10, I can't remember, you actually stop being able to get like casino chips, arena tickets, and stuff anyways. But the main thing here, I would never refresh your marketplace more than 5 times a day. And like last season, I pulled a full 10-star team. I probably didn't refresh my marketplace more than 25 times the entire season. Okay, you don't need to. You get 5 refreshes, like it stacks up to 5 free refreshes. Use your free refreshes on day 1. I've done a couple here, I think like 3 or 4. Maybe I have done 5 today. I don't know, but like on the first day, if you don't get your heroic scroll in your first couple free refreshes, it's alright to use a couple of gems. I would say no more than 5 refreshes to try to pull those heroic scrolls, because it's a very important pull. Stuff like that. Don't go over 5 refreshes a day. It's not a good use of your gems, in my opinion. You're better off taking those gems and re-rolling a Tavern mission. You probably have better luck getting better stuff. All right? So that's your market stuff. What do you want to buy? As you can see from what I've bought here, basic scrolls aren't bad. Those are promotion stones for gold. You can buy promotion stones for gems. And the first couple of days of a server, the seasonal server, it's not a bad idea to do. Okay, it's going to allow you to get your heroes ranked up because that's generally your biggest sticking point. Once you've done Militant's event, you've got a ton of spirit, but you have no hero promotion stones. In that case, I would say you can definitely. I think I bought 400 promotion stones with gems. Don't be afraid to do that. It's not a waste of your gems. It's going to help you progress a little further on day one, and it's not a bad investment. All right, that's what I would say. Don't go crazy with it. And after like the first couple of days of the seasonal server, you're not going to need it as bad anymore anyways. You'll be getting it pretty easy from fusions and stuff. It'll come naturally. All right. Casino chips of any kind, pick those up. Anytime you see these magic dusts for your artifact, pick those up if they're for gold. If they're for gems, don't. I don't think it's worth it for gems. But for gold, absolutely. Basic scrolls, heroic scrolls, super chips, profit orbs, stuff like that. Profit branches, definitely pick those up. All right, sometimes it would be worth grabbing the 4-star heroes, but that's probably later in the season if you're just looking for that 4-star hero. If it's for like 1.5 million gold, maybe snatch it out of there. Kind of one of those iffy situations. Other than that, not much you should be buying from the marketplace. Don't waste your gems. All right, the altar. Another place a lot of people make a mistake, especially when they start getting hard up from promotion stones, is they start altering off 3 and 4 and sometimes even 5-star heroes. I would say 9 times out of 10, never, ever do that. It's such a bad idea. It can be tempting because like, oh, look at the progress I could make. But you got to think in a week and 2 weeks, how many heroes did you screw yourself out of by throwing away 5-star heroes for promotion stones or for the altar stones? Generally speaking, don't do it in a very few situations. Maybe it's okay. But still, 90% of the time, do not do it. It's a waste. Once you get to about 8 or 12 3-star copies, you can start throwing away the extras and use your altar stones from there. That's what I generally do. Just don't alter 4 and 5-star heroes. It's not worth it. It's going to actually hurt you more than it helps you. Trust me. All right? So that's the altar out of the way. Celestial Island, not really important in the seasonal server. It isn't horrible. What I generally do is I do put a little bit of time into it, not a lot. I'll get to where I can build 3 pits. I'll have 1 for magic dust, 1 for gems, and 1 for gold. And all of my attacks, I've seen people do it where they go and they always fight the boss. I think I killed 1. I did. They'll fight the boss with all of their energy. I don't think that's a really good idea, personally. Yeah, you can get the skin shards and stuff, but really you'll probably only get like 1 skin in the entire season. In my opinion, you're better off hitting these little nodes. You get more gold, you get more monster blood and stuff like that out of completing these. So take the little islands, beat the little islands, smash them with all the stuff you get. Over here, did I click on it? I did. The only thing I build in the Celestial Island for the Holy Terrace is the thing that gives you more daffodils. I don't ever upgrade it. I just leave it at level 1, and I collect the extra daffodils so I can do some more. Such a weird thing. Why'd they name them daffodils? I don't even know. That's whatever. It's on the devs. But I don't do a whole lot of stuff here. I just kind of burn those off every day, get that gold and monster blood, because it's going to help you out in a little bit anywho's. All right, casino. Casino. Here's what you do in the casino. Here's what you don't do. All right, always spin in 8s. Never do single spins in the casino. It's not worth doing. It's generally going to be a waste of 2 chips every time you spin it 10 times. Always spin in tiers of 8 because you get 10 spins for 8 chips. It's the better deal. All right? Don't refresh your casino wheel with gems. It's never a good idea. You get plenty of free refreshes. Early in the season, I would say for the first 2 weeks, 90% of the time, do not stop your wheel for a hero. Okay? Because look at this. The odds of getting a hero, even in seasonal, is 0.56%. That's not good. That is not good. It's 1 in 500 spins is the statistical, what you call it. All right? That's what you're going to get. 1 in 500 spins will give you a hero. Right? Is that right or is that wrong? That's wrong. 1 in 200 spins. Right? Yes. Yes. 1 in 200 spins. Either way, unless it's a really good hero like your Aspen hero, maybe hold on to that wheel. But what you want to do is what I've been doing is every time I get 8 spins, I refresh until I get a heroic summon on the wheel. The odds of getting it are 7%, which means when you roll 8 times, you have a pretty good chance of getting it. All right? You get your heroic scroll off the wheel, then refresh it. Get the next heroic scroll. Refresh it. Get the next heroic scroll. And that's what you should be targeting, at least for the first 2 weeks, guaranteed. Toward the latter parts of it, don't worry about it so much. Go maybe for those good heroes you're looking for if you don't have all your copies yet. But the heroic scrolls are great. They help you finish out the summoning mission, and that's always nice. Plus, it's extra chance for 5-star heroes. Important. Important. All right. Super Casino, generally speaking, it doesn't really matter. Whatever hero you're really looking for, just leave it on the wheel. The main thing you're going to get from Super Casino most of the time is the Prophet Orbs and the Prophet Branches. That's what you want mostly. The Artifact Shards are great. The Gold is nice. The Monster Bloods are good. Even the 4-star Hero Shards, like for Light and Dark, can be very helpful in getting that Heroic Miracle finished. But generally speaking, just spin it, all right? Get what you want on the wheel and just spin away until you get the hero off the wheel and then refresh it. It's pretty simple. Don't refresh it for gems. It's a waste of your gems. All right? Straight up. Straight up. Creation Circle. Not going to talk about it. You know how that works. It's a pretty simple mechanic. Summoning Circle. Only thing really to talk about here is 2 things. 1, you're never going to get a food 5-star hero from Heroic Summons. What I mean by that is a hero that starts out at 4 stars. Natural 4-star heroes do not drop at 5-star from Heroic Summons. So things like Norma. Norma's not going to drop from Heroic Summon. Alaria, same story. They start at 4 stars. They won't be dropped at their 5-star version from Heroic Summons. You're only going to get natural 5-star heroes. That's first little tip. Second tip, don't spend gems on it. All right? Do not ever buy the gem summons. It's a huge waste, and it's not good for you. Use those gems to re-roll Tavern missions. You'll probably end up doing better. Actually, you'll definitely end up doing better on your gems by doing it that way. All right? Not a whole lot to talk about there. Pretty simple stuff. Campaign, push it as high as you can. Pretty basic knowledge. One thing I will let you guys know, don't quit when you lose. All right? When you get defeated, run 10 more times, okay? Lose 10 more times in a row. If you can't beat it in 10 times, then maybe it's time to give it a break. But what I do is I will auto-battle through all of them, just next until I lose. If I lose, like, more than once, I'll stop and I'll watch the battle and see where I'm going bad, if they're beating my back line, beating my front line. Do I need to move some heroes around? I'll change it up, and if I can beat it, great, I'll move on to the same thing. That's kind of the idea. Don't just give up when you lose once. Lose 10 times in a row. If you can't beat it in 10 times, you're probably beat, all right? But you never know. Sometimes 4 or 5 runs in, you'll get the win and be able to move on. And that's kind of important. It gives you a lot of spirit, gives you a lot of gold, gives you player XP, which unlocks higher tier in the event raid, which is kind of important as well. Plus, it does give you access to higher end loot, which isn't bad. It's kind of nice, extra stuff. Right. So campaign's not super important, but you always want to be at the highest level possible there, just so you're maximizing the loot you're getting. All right. The arena, kind of the same thing. Use your 3 attacks per day. Make sure you're finishing your militants events. Very important. It's going to give you a lot of gems and a lot of spirit. And when you finish the Trial of Champion as well, that's going to give you even more. Because that's going to give you Monster Blood as well, which is great for leveling your monster up. Free Team Up Arena. Use your team. If you got a decent guild, people in your guild, drop the ID of your Free Team Up Arena in your guild. Get people in it. Go. All right? That's kind of the idea. Trial of the Champion, it's going on right now. It only lasts for a little bit of time. I have no tickets, as you can see. It ends in like 19 hours. Oops. So I kind of screwed myself by doing all of the Crystal Crown League. I wasn't thinking. That's why you got to look and not be like me. But your defensive lineup, I see a ton of people make the same mistake, is they run like all their strongest people in one line and they don't split their team up. Always split your team up. Make it as hard as possible for somebody to guess where your strongest line is. Make it as hard as possible for them to guess which monster is your best monster. That's also important. Activate 3 monsters. I would always do that. Activate 3 different monsters every season and run them in all your lines in Trial of Champion because it confuses people that want to attack you. They don't know which monster is your good monster, which monster is your off monster. It's kind of an important deal. But as you can see, kind of a troll lineup on the start here with the Norma, with all Abyss. I'm running a faction aura there, plus I've got the troll hero of Norma. Kind of hard to beat a level 100 Norma early in the season. Things like Flame Strike also get played this way. But as you can see, none of my teams is severely overpowered and severely underpowered. They're all kind of got something good in them, so no one gets a free win. When you see people like the all the level 1 line, I can almost guarantee I can beat that guy's team every time. I can always win him in the Trial Champion. So don't do that. Don't be the guy that throws all level 1s in there on your hidden line. It's very easy to beat you, and people will farm the crap out of you, especially if you get ranked up high. All right? Trial Champion, there you go. A little bit of advice. All right? Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's the arena. fight in it. Brave Trial, it's not going on today. Mainly in the first Brave Trial of your season. It's all going to depend on the hero you have, Norma. It's what everybody uses in the first Brave Trial, pretty much. You should get all 15 wins. It's not really that hard to do. If you find yourself up against another level 100 Norma or something, maybe wait a little while and get some more 5-star heroes before you come back in and fight it. Don't lose your heroes when you don't have to, because they don't come back, alright? They're dead when they're dead. Made that mistake before. But yeah, first 15 wins in Brave Trial are pretty easy. It's kind of the idea. If you want to do well in the Brave Trial, which you do, there is a ranking for it, make sure you have a good AoE healer in your team for your season, whether that's Ormus or Vesa, whatever it is. You need somebody to heal your team up because it's 15 waves of continuous damage. You need to be able to out-heal it, you need to be able to survive. If you can't, you're going to suck, alright? It's going to suck. It's going to be bad news. Been there, it's not fun. Alright, Aspen Dungeon. Mine's locked right now. Very important tip here. Do not go into the Aspen Dungeon the day it opens. Everybody does it. It's a horrible idea. One, you don't have as many gems as you could have because you literally get another daily refresh worth of rewards. Also, every time a daily refresh comes around, you get 10 scrolls, 5 orbs. That can give you a better Aspen hero. I'll never forget the time I went into the Aspen Dungeon. I had my 5-star Ormus. It's like, oh, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. Once you set your lineup in the Aspen Dungeon, it's locked in forever, all right? It doesn't change even if you swap the gear on that hero, you 6-star that hero. Whatever you took into the Aspen Dungeon is stuck there. It doesn't change, all right? That's heads up. That's why you don't want to do it early. If you go in there with a bad hero, you can't make it better. You might just screw yourself out of another 50 waves or something because you weren't patient. Wait until the last day the Aspen Dungeon's open. Get your daily refresh rewards. Have your extra gems there. You might be able to upgrade your Aspen hero. You might not, but either way, you've got more gems to buy stuff. So don't do the Aspen Dungeon day one. Wait, be patient, and then go in when you have more of an opportunity to rank up your heroes and also have more gems to buy things out of the Aspen Dungeon. Right? Right. Tower of Oblivion. Very important to push the Tower of Oblivion because I do believe it's 105. I can't see it from here, can I? No. I think floor 105 is the first one that gives you a 5-star hero. And then it's every 25 levels after that. I think that's what it was. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm right, though. So that's an important place to get on day one. It's an extra 5-star hero. That's always great. Makes your team a little stronger. You want to push this as high as you can for absolute sure for a couple reasons. One, there's a ranking for it. Two, it's going to give you a lot of your promotion stones to rank your heroes up. That's important. Not to mention the 5-star heroes, the gear. It's just an important thing to push. Make sure you're pushing on it. Tower of Oblivion, boom. Blacksmith. One thing I'll say about this, don't waste your gold here. Do not try to fuse up gear using the blacksmith. You get plenty of gear from Heroic Miracle, plenty of gear just by doing the events. You don't need to fuse up gear. Don't waste your gold here trying to fuse everything up. I just do the 3 fuses per day for the quest, and that's it. That's all I do, alright? Don't worry about it. Event raid. People have differing opinions here. Generally speaking, these two, you just do them the normal 2 times a day. This one here is a little different. Some people never spend the extra battles here. I always do, at least until I get to the point where I don't really need 4-star heroes anymore, like the last week or so of the server. When I don't really need the 4-star heroes, I won't mess with it. But once I usually get to about 10 or 15 4-star hero shards, I start to buy my 8 raids here every day. Because it's going to give you those 4-star heroes to fuse up, which is very important, because a lot of the time, you're going to need that 4-star food, and if you don't have it, you're kind of screwed. So yeah, I do it. Not everybody does. Some people don't like to do it. That's fine. You don't have to. You can always just take those gems and reroll Tavern missions for 4-star shards. Works the same way. I still do it. Personally, personal opinion. All right. Also gives you more 3-star heroes to alter, so it gives you some altar stones. Like I said, totally up to you. Personally, I do it once I get to about 15 shards. I'll start doing it every day. That's pretty much it, right? I'm probably missing something. I'm sure I am now that I've said that. Guild. There we go. There we go. Make sure you're always doing your attacks on the raid boss. I suck. Don't look at my rankings. It's bad. It's down there. It's way down there. Oh my god, I'm horrible. Hate me. Hate me. Generally, if you're moving through bosses fast in your team, don't use all 4 of your attacks on a boss. That's kind of an idea there, because you might get good ranking on that boss, but the next boss, you might not get a single attack on because they beat it before 16 hours is up. If you're moving pretty slow through bosses, it's probably alright to go ahead and drop all 4 hits off, but early on, when people start getting those 6, 7, 8-star heroes early and start smashing through bosses, you might want to just use 2 of your attacks on each boss, and try to rank as high as you can that way, so you don't miss a boss's guild coins. It happens a lot, especially early on, when they start blasting through those low-level bosses. So if you used all your boss points up, and you got a 16-hour cooldown, you might miss a boss, you might miss 2 bosses. So, just kind of an idea there. Don't always use all your attacks if you don't have to. Another thing, Guild War lineups. You can't do it right now, we're on cooldown, but anytime you change your team, if you have a new 6-star, if you got a new 10-star, no matter what you've done to your team, if you changed it for the better, set it in your Guild War team lineup. It's super, super important. Trust me, there's nothing more infuriating than seeing somebody chat with a 10-star hero in their lineup. You check out their Guild War and it's still 9-star. Change it. Change it. Make sure that upgrade is known. It's in there. It's set. It's good. So that's going to help your entire team out. And trust me, those guild coins definitely add up. They're very good for you. And you also get cool emblems if you place high, so it's worth doing there as well. Make sure you're doing that. When you make a change, set your Guild War lineup. Store. This is a little area of contention, okay? If you do really well in all your boss fights, your guild boss fights, and you have tons and tons and tons of guild coins, you can buy heroes here. You can, if you've got the extra guild coins. But if you're not the top 3 guy in every single guild boss battle, all of your guild coins need to be going into your tech. Always. Always, always, always. Especially like in an official and private server. Don't even waste time buying the heroes. It's not worth it. Always spend it in tech. Same thing here on the seasonal server. If you're not going to be the top 1 to 3 person in every guild boss fight, get your tech up first, always. Tech is way more important than a new 5-star hero. Every single time. Every single time. So do that. All right? If you are that guy and you've got extra guild coins and you've already maxed out a couple tech trees, yeah, you can pick up 5-star heroes. Not a big deal. All right? It's thing. Up to you. Personally, I always go with the tech. Make sure you're always getting your mill thing going on. Very important. It's not only gold, but also guild coins. Hot, hot, hot. So I think that's almost it. Monster, I can't check them out because I'm not level 70. Generally, that's where I'll leave off on the first day of seasonal. Once I get to level 70 or 72, I'll call it a day. But monster is important depending on what team you're running. Also should play into what monster you're running. If you have a lot of heroes that benefit from bleed, take a monster that does bleed damage, like the wolf. If you have a lot of heroes that benefit from poison damage, like Walter, Melassa, maybe run the snake. If you're going to run a dodge-based team, where your heroes like Mickey are using dodge, you also want the snake because his passives give you 10% dodge. Things like that. If you're running a really crit-heavy team, you want crit. You can either go Golem for crit damage, or you can go Dragon for crit and crit damage in the passives. Like I said, take a little time to think about your monster and how it's going to play into your team. That's kind of a good idea. All right? Other than that, I think we've covered everything. It's probably going to be a super long video if it is. Sorry. I'm sorry. But that's a thing. All right, that's a thing. Don't worry too much about who you 6-star early on in seasonal. Just don't use really good god tier heroes into bad heroes. All right, unless they're in food factions, you're not going to use them anyway. All right, so that's kind of the idea. You want to focus your Norma day 1. She's going to be your most important hero unless you get freakishly lucky and grab like a Vesa out of a heroic summon, in which case swap over and use the Vesa. She's better. Duh. That's kind of the idea. Don't worry too much about it, who you 6-star. You're going to use 10s upon 10s upon 20s of 6-stars in the seasonal to make your 7, or make your 8, 9, and 10-star heroes. They're just food, all right? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not super important. Anyways, that's pretty much all. I think now that I'm going to say that, I'm going to be like, I'm going to mess something up. I'm going to miss something, be like, idiot, Wrath. I probably did. If I forgot something, you're just like, oh my god, Wrath, how did you forget this? Leave it in the comments. If it's good, I'll pin your comment so everybody else can see it too. It's kind of important. But I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I think I've got everything out of the way I wanted to talk about. Really long video. Sorry about it. But anyways, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please make sure, smash that thumbs up button to show your support. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. And tell your friends about it, because that definitely helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one.